Thanks for joining Mark's Green Earth again. And we're just going to talk about the garden and our layout this year, what our plans are for this year, what I've got going. This is about our third or fourth year, Joe, of
Yeah.
gardening and really trying to, instead of just having a salsa garden with some tomatoes and maybe a basil plant or two and some peppers or whatever, growing actual food, getting really good at growing actual food that will feed us, that we can enjoy, help us put a damper on the grocery bill, and prepare for, when things might not be so good. When we may not be able to go down to the local grocery store and get whatever we want like we can now. So it's all about growing real food, growing it naturally, growing it cheaply, growing it with as little work as possible. That's what I'm all about. Okay, so it all kind of starts down here for us. Basically, we start seeds. Well, I'll show you some over here we've got going. We start seeds in trays, either inside or once we can start doing them outside. These are some pepper plants that will get transplanted before too long. These are some that we just transplanted yesterday. Some tomato plants and a squash plant over here. Over here, we've got potatoes in grow bags. And you can see, I mean, these are, I think, 20 and 20 gallon, 15 and 20 gallon grow bags, and they'll be absolutely full of potatoes. You just let these, well, we'll do another potato video, okay? Here's some more seedlings over here getting ready to do their thing. There's a squash plant that's ready, another tomato plant that'll be ready before too long. So anyway, here's our, I guess we'd call our staging area. And come on up here to the backyard. All right, so just from kind of looking here, now we've got a project going right now. We're trying to rebuild this, or repair rather, this tool shed. We're going to turn that into a chicken coop. But you can see from the tilled area that we have out here, the tilled area, the little area over there by the fence, all of that together is maybe 1,500 square feet. So just a little over a quarter of an acre. There's an awful lot that you can do with that amount of space. These are the pumpkins we just planted, lemon tree. Yesterday we started some pea plants and some cantaloupe. And then over here we've got a couple of wild onions going, or Vidalia onions rather. And we've got some corn that's starting to come up. You can see through there. Down here, we've got an area where we burned and then added compost, some of our compost tea, and that's going to be a cantaloupe bed once that starts coming up. Over here where the logs are, we've got some turnips and some collards planted. And then along in here somewhere, we've got some pinto beans and something else. I can't remember.
Sweet corn.
Sweet corn we've got growing all through here. You can see them starting to come up. Here we've got some cucumber babies that are going to come up, climb up this lattice, and do their thing. And then over here we've got some green bean plants that are going to grow up these lattices and do their thing. Here's a nice fat butternut squash plant. There's a row of potato plants and some squash plants here and there. Another compost pile. And here we've got a raised bed. We've got Vidalia onions planted. There's a cabbage in there. There's a couple of other squash plants in there. And this is an area we just burned the other day and added a bunch of compost and a bunch of dirt and material and whatnot. And that's going to be our pepper and tomato bed. And then over here we've got more potato plants going. And this is my asparagus bed, which this is kind of, it seems to me like every other year the asparagus really does its thing. Of course, we've eaten a few of the spears that have come out and they're absolutely delicious, but this should be full of asparagus. So I'm looking forward to that happening this year. This is just a little bit of kind of a dormant year for it. Over here, so last year we did this thing called Terra Preta, where we dug this square coffin-shaped hole about 2 feet deep and about 2 feet wide and about 8 feet long. And we put logs leaves, all kind clay pots, broken pieces of clay pot, all kinds of stuff in there, and then also compost mixture and dirt and whatnot. And I haven't had to weed it. I mean, every once in a while there'll be a weed in there, but just the stuff that lands on top of the soil and grows down. This stuff is amazing, and this should be a plant bed. Look up Terra Preta if you want to find out more about it. It's too long for this video right now, but Terra Preta, there's a bone in there. Um, Terra Preta is a way to get maximum yield out of a small piece of ground for years and years and years and years and years. So, and then over here, we've got a few more squash plants. And then I guess as we come down here, this is an area I planted some wheat in about a not too big a space over there just to see what happens, and a couple more squash plants down here. And really, the next thing that we're going to do is our chicken coop, and we're going to have the chicken run come out. There'll be a look in here and see. We'll have the coops over here. We'll have the roofs up high. Today's project later on is going to be to repair that roof and get that ready to go. And then out here, we'll cut a hole in this sidewall for them to get in and out of, and there'll be a chain link fence that runs along here. And in here, we'll just have we'll throw them all kinds of stuff and let them peck and do what chickens do. So anyway, that's pretty much everything in a nutshell. If everything goes as well as I think it will be, it's going to be another good year as far as learning, increasing my knowledge of the weather and the soil and the plant behavior and all of that. It's absolutely so rewarding and so much fun and so cool. And we'll be sharing more with you as we go through this journey. All right. Thanks again for joining, y'all. Have a wonderful day. It's a beautiful one. Get out there and get your hands dirty. Run your hands through some dirt. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.